My dudes, my guys, my freaking boys. Let's get into it. So this video I want to talk about what I think is the most underrated Honda ever made. Y'all are gonna be like, it's the Prelude. Absolutely not. We'll go into another I can go into a whole video why Preludes are dog water. So let's see, what do I think is the best Honda, or the most underrated Honda ever made? Although to me CRXs just feel like home. CRX is like, when I think Honda, I think CRX, EF hatch, wagon, like EF body style stuff. It's not a CRX. About a 2020 CRV. Psych. Psych. What about a EM2? Absolutely freaking not. What about an EK? I mean, they were great cars. They had the 99 SI, the great B16 motor in them. No. Everybody that knows me knows that this is what I'm all about. This is it right here. This is the holy grail car for me. All-wheel drive Civic wagon. Still not the most underestimated Honda, or underrated. Honda Beat, they're fantastic cars. They're great. Not underrated. Well, they are a little underrated, but not the most underrated. Beats are great. I think you guys know where this is going. EG hatch, the Lego of the Honda community. Every part made for a Honda is made for an EG hatch. They make everything for this car. You can literally get absolutely everything, and they have a tailgate. How cool. Still not it. This is it. This is what I think that the most underestimated Honda ever made was, and we can go into why. So, you know, when you get one of these, you got a K series, so you're good there. The only issues you really got to worry about is VTEC solenoids and the timing chains. Do a timing chain every 100,000 miles. They're pretty bulletproof. And this has like the worst K series in it, which like you'd be like, oh, that's why it's not underrated. It's trash. It has a trash motor. I agree. It does not have the good K series, but they're bulletproof. You can't kill them. Try to kill one. You can't. Also, find me of like I guess you'd call this an SUV. I think it's smaller than an SUV. So find me something like this that you can get manual and all-wheel drive. A lot of people didn't know that they made these things in manual. This one's a manual all-wheel drive. So manual all-wheel drive K series. I can take this thing anywhere. I drove it through a foot of snow last year. We had a blizzard. I was driving this down the street, went to town to grab food because I could. Why not? Now this thing's my main daily. I do enjoy taking my my Beat out, you know, if it's nice outside or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, this is what I'm in. This is what I'm in. I cannot find a better daily than this. We can go into that later, but I cannot find a better daily than this for the price. You can't. So what do you get? First off, you get suicide doors, and it's cool. It's nifty. There's not much other stuff that has it. Now mine's very dirty, like I said, I daily it, but most models you get the plastic floors in them. 90% of the models have plastic floors, probably somewhere around there, a lot. Mine have a lot of factory options in here. I'm kind of like a nerd when it comes to factory options, and I collect all kinds of goofy stuff, so I have like the floor mats and stuff like that. But some other cool things to note is that this thing will lay down into a bed. What? No way. How to lay down into a bed? I will show you how it lays down into a bed. So first, we're going to go back here, and we're going to pull this lever here, like that. See how the seat moved? I'm going to go ahead and pull it and lay the seat back. All right, so your back seats fold completely flat, and I'll show you why they do that later. But so right now we have our seats folded completely flat in the back. Now we got to fold our front seat completely down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot it all the way forward, take off the headrest, and then lay the seat back, and it'll just fold into a bed. And there you go. That literally took all of, I don't know, like 30 seconds, a minute maybe. And now I'm 6 foot tall, and I can I've slept in here a few, more than once. Definitely more than once. You can see my legs have plenty of room. I'm not even near the steering wheel, and I have plenty of room to go back still. It's so nice. Oh, and the sunroof is right there. Super cool. All right, so now I can hear all the first gen CRV owners saying, oh, but my CRV can do that too. That's not that special. But can your CRV do this? That's correct. You now have basically a mini cargo van because the back seats fold up, and it doesn't require tools. It's literally a strap, and then you hook the little carabiner there to the little handles, and now the entire back's free. I've carried a four-wheeler in the back here. I've carried like multiple bikes, all kinds of stuff like that. There's a ton of room in here. And the thing I like about it compared to the CRV is the floors are completely flat. So, you know, a CRV has like the bumps that come up, so you don't have as much headroom. This thing's like absolutely massive from the ceiling to the floor. There's so much room in the back of this thing. Also, in case none of you Honda fanatics saw it, it also has a tailgate like EG hatch, so gotta love that. It's got the old clamshell, you know, normal. The shocks typically aren't that bad on these things, which is kind of surprising because this thing's a lot of weight, but they do, on the Element groups, they have found a shock that's like more beefy than these because a lot of people modify these and put stuff on the back of it. Anyway, yeah, get a tailgate too, so that's super cool. Now, the thing that I always find myself saying to other people is Elements do everything good, but nothing great. And I can't find a better way to explain them than that. You know, if you want a car like a Honda to go rip around a road course, you know, go buy an SI Civic or a Type R or something crazy, you know what I mean? They're not going to do that, but can you still have fun in it? I mean, I went to Honda Elements on the Dragon, and we all did the Tail of the Dragon in these. If you don't know what that road is, look it up. Not going to say it was amazing or anything like that, but it did it and it was fun. It was something to do for sure. I'm going to be going back. You know, does it get the best gas mileage? No, I get 20 to 23. But, you know, if you want the best gas mileage, go get an Insight. You know what I mean? They don't do anything good or anything great. They just do everything good. You know, good enough. You know, am I going to go rock climbing with this? Absolutely not. But can I drive through a foot of snow? Yeah, I've done it. You know, I've taken this thing down through the woods in my house. Just, why not? I can. Why not? You know what I mean? So they do everything good, but nothing great. Being in the car community, I've seen it countless times. I've done it myself countless times. Is nobody really has like a daily. Everybody that buys a car is like, oh, I'm gonna daily this. I'm gonna get this 8th gen SI and I'm gonna daily it because they're a newer-ish, fairly priced, fun, reliable car. And then you get it, next thing you know, you're doing suspension, you're doing wheels, you're doing exhaust, you're doing bigger throttle body, tuning it, blah 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 blah. Cool part with the Element is like there's really no point in messing with this motor. It doesn't, you're not really gonna do much unless you turbo it. But then like for what? There's a guy that's got one that's going 11s, which like shout out to him. That's amazing. That's super cool. But I don't feel the need to modify this at all. The biggest modifications I do are all like stock stuff. I have so many factory options in here, and I didn't really spend that much money doing it because, you know, this is still a car you can go to the junkyard and pull parts off. You know what I mean? These are everywhere in the junkyards. It's so cool. I think the only thing that I haven't got from a junkyard is the rear passenger floor mat and the cooler. I bought those off of people at Elements on the Dragon, but everything else I found in a junkyard for like no money. So with the option stuff I have, which I think this is super cool with these things, so you can still play with them in adult ways. This rear cargo mat, these are just floor mats I leave back here in case stuff's gonna get dirty, but you know, it says Element on it. And then the design, that this pattern also is the same as that one right there and then the one in front of it. So let's see. You go up here, rear passenger one, then you have your front one that goes all the way around. Another option I have is the center console. So it's like just like an armrest. It has stuff in here. You can put your chains in here and stuff like that. And it's just nice to, this is what they come with factory. It's just like a little tiny one. But I just like the bigger one, preferably. It's, I don't know, I like it better. I also have the rear sunroof cover, which I've never seen, but it's an actual Honda part. Oh, the Honda badge over there, but it's pretty cool. I also have the cooler, which is down there. So this cooler is super cool. If you don't have this armrest, having the armrest and the cooler is totally pointless. I understand that. I just like having both of them just because I like factory options. But you can actually use this cooler while you're driving because the armrest only goes to here. So you can still flip the lid open and all kinds of stuff like that. With this armrest, you cannot. But I can still get it out of there. I go like this, pull it, unlock it, and there you go. You have a whole cooler. There you go. And they're actually pretty pretty big inside. I mean, you could fit easily a 6-pack with ice in there, no problem. And you can just take it out and carry it around with you. So that's pretty cool. In the front, I have the factory fog lights, and I have the rain guards too. These I found in a junkyard. They're not mint condition. You can get them brand new for like $100, but I think I paid like 20 bucks for these at the junkyard. And then I also have the factory roof rack, which I love on these things. And then also I scored the factory spoiler thing. Some of the Element people are probably gonna hate that I call it a spoiler, but there's two different ones. But I have this one, I got it from the junkyard. It was silver, and I sprayed it like wrinkled black, so it matches the plastics. I think it came out pretty good. I also have the factory chrome exhaust tip. It's just really dirty because, like I said, I daily this thing. I don't really clean as much as I should. And then I also have the front and rear mud flaps. So it's pretty cool. Now, I know you can go buy other Hondas and other dailies and stuff like that, but I really can't find why this one isn't the best to me. You know, there's other funner Hondas out there, all that stuff, but this is for sure the most underrated. If you get an EX model of these, you get a factory subwoofer. This is a factory 6-inch subwoofer, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, it hits pretty good for it just being stock stuff. Yeah, I mean, they're great little cars, and I think a lot of people have overlooked them for a long time. And I don't know, man. I don't know why people think these things aren't cool. Like, everybody likes CRV, everybody's a CRV fanboy, but I feel like nobody really pays attention to the Elements. And the Element community is fantastic. Like, it's crazy. It's super wild. It's like a great community. There's groups on Facebook and pages on Instagram and stuff like that just for Elements. I know that sounds crazy to you guys, but you know, there's not that for EGs. There's not that really for EKs. There's not, I mean, there kind of was for Integras for a while, but I feel like that's kind of died off now. There's not that for RSXs, you know what I mean? Civic wagons have a huge community. The Beat community is like all tight knit. The Element community is just like those. And to me, this is just, you all know I like Civic wagons a lot. This is just a modern Civic wagon to me, you know what I mean? This is, when I got this, I originally got rid of my Civic wagon, and I wanted something manual all-wheel drive to replace it. And this is what I stumbled on, and could not have been a better choice. So let me know what you guys think is the most underrated Honda ever built. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to have discussions in the comments to see what you guys think. But I mean, for me, dude, this is it. Like, it just doesn't, there's not one that's better than this. Most underrated, you know what I mean? So appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Sorry this is a quick one. I'll see y'all next week.